In this video, I'm going to chat about projected tolerance zones. So these should really be used anytime you're using the fixed fastener formula where you have a threaded hole or a press fit hole and you're mating it to a part with a clearance hole. So this is a pretty common thing that happens when you're doing designs. You often have a threaded hole and you know there's a fastener going in there and it's bolting to a part. Now, the ASME standard has an equation for this called the fixed fastener formula, and it looks like this. T equals MMC hole minus MMC fastener over 2. That will spit out a tolerance that you apply to each part. And so you'll just stick that in the feature control frame. The problem with this equation is it's really only valid for basically zero thickness parts. As the part with the clearance hole gets thicker, this equation breaks down. Let me try to show you why. So I've drawn two parts, so it's kind of a section view, right? So this blue represents the tolerance zone for the fixed fastener part, the thing with the thread in it. The red lines represent the actual sides of the hole or the actual mating envelope. As we draw the axis of the unrelated actual mating envelope, right? So through the tolerance zone, right? If it uses the entire tolerance zone, the axis of that feature, so our threaded hole or our press fit hole, is going to continue going out into space. Basically, the thicker your clearance hole part is, the more off your fixed fastener part is going to be. And this equation doesn't account for that. So if you have like a half-inch plate with the threaded fastener mating to like a 2-inch plate, you're gonna have problems with fit up because, like I said, this doesn't account for it. Now, what the projected tolerance zone does is take this part and literally just move the tolerance zone up. So let me get a better drawing here. So this is an incomplete drawing. There's no datum feature symbols or datum references. What we've got is a threaded hole with a position, let's say a diameter tolerance zone of 30 thousandths. The P symbol, the projected tolerance zone symbol, indicates that the tolerance zone moves outside of the part. Now for a blind hole, we do it a little bit different, but since this is a through hole, we're gonna indicate which side of the part it applies to with a chain line offset a little bit from the center line of the hole, and then we'll put a basic dimension on it to indicate the height of the projected tolerance zone. What this does, inspection-wise, when they go to inspect this part, they're going to be seeing if the axis of the unrelated actual mating envelope is within the tolerance zone above the part. So effectively, if they're using a gauge pin, they're just gonna move their instrument out 1 inch and check here instead of checking as close to the part as possible. So inspection-wise, unless it's like a strange thread, it's usually not a big deal, as long as it's, an inch or so. If it's a projected tolerance zone that's really large, it can get difficult. But they're essentially just moving their inspection point out to check it in space. And what that does is ensure that the axis of the feature is, outside of the part. And another way to think of it is that the tolerance zone matches the mating part. So you want this number, the length of the projected tolerance zone, to be the maximum thickness of the mating part. So if I drew the mating part right here, the tolerance zones would actually overlap each other. So it's a very functional way to, inspect things. And it's very, simple for inspectors to see this projected tolerance zone and know what they're looking for. Now, it's not the only way to do it. It can also be done with the perpendicularity tolerance. We'll accomplish a similar thing. And it can also be done by just tightening up the position tolerance. So if you look at it like this, so say this is our tolerance zone or our fixed fastener part. and the axis of the actual mating envelope uses up the entire tolerance zone, it essentially doubles every time the thickness of the part increases. So say if this is 1 inch and this is 1 inch, the tolerance zone is going to double. So with your position tolerance, if you didn't want to use a projected tolerance zone, you could just cut this in half, and you'll cut in half the amount of orientation error. Another way to accomplish a similar thing is with a composite tolerance. If you have a pattern of holes, it's probably better to use a composite tolerance because a perpendicularity tolerance only controls each hole individually. So the last thing I want to show, I showed the chain line method. The other method is to put the length of the projected tolerance zone in the feature control frame. So if it's very clear, so a blind hole, which direction it applies in, this is the preferred way. If it's unclear, you could use a note. You could say something like far side under here, but the chain line is probably the easiest way to recognize what the actual length should be. This basic dimension, it doesn't have a tolerance on it. It's what the ASME standard calls them gauge maker's tolerances, which just means whatever the inspection shop wants to use, basically, unless it's specifically mentioned in documentation or on the drawing or something. So that's projected tolerance zone. If you have mating parts and one of them is a fixed fastener, so a press fit or a threaded hole, you should be using projected tolerance zones unless you're doing the calculations to figure out exactly what your position tolerance should be, because that fixed fastener formula does not quite give you the right answer. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below.